This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome back to another episode of the FXBG Neighbors Podcast, where we share the stories of our favorite local brands. I have a special guest today. This is her second time being a guest on the FXBG Neighbors Podcast. We have Charlie Evans joining us, and she is with Faithfully Fit and Frugal. Charlie, welcome to the podcast.
Yes, welcome. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Well, I'm excited for this because it's been a few months since we last got together, and I know there's some exciting things going on. But for those who don't know you, I'd love if we could start off by sharing a little bit about what is Faithfully Fit and Frugal.
So, Faithfully Fit and Frugal, we are an online fitness, nutrition, and wellness company where we usually cater to busy women over 40. But since our products aren't hormone-based, really anyone over 18 can use it, meaning men can use them as well. And men do use them because a lot of the women that subscribe to some of our services, they add their families in there. So that's where that frugal aspect comes into play. Everything we do, all of our products, all of our services are created with intention to work with your busy lifestyle and not against it, because we want to make lasting change. We want you to have healthy habits, but we want them to last, right? So when you're overwhelmed, when you're overly busy, what do we dump first? We dump that newer thing, which sometimes ends up being the new wellness habit that you just started. But with F3, if we do it in a way where we eliminate that overwhelm and we make it not only realistic, but we make it more simple, you're going to stick with it and you're going to end up having a healthier life.
I love that. I love that you've put a lot of thought into keeping it simple so that we can stick with it. I love that so much. So I want to learn more about you. So tell us about your background. Tell us how you got to starting this business.
So I am a retired Marine officer. I am a DoD financial manager by trade. I did that for over 26 years and I loved it. I think a part of me is going to always miss it, but wellness, that's my passion. So I got into fitness initially in 2011. I was a brand new warrant officer from 2010, and I got pregnant with my second child. I did everything wrong you think that you could think of when you're pregnant. The doctors were talking to me, oh, we got to talk about your weight from 4 months all the way until I delivered. I was not thinking long term, however. I was not thinking the 60 plus pounds that I gained. You have, at least at that time, I'm not sure what the protocol is now, but you had 6 months to lose that weight to be back within standards. So now it's crunch time. I'm feeling the pressure. And I had a plethora of just peers and a community that I could have asked for help. I did not ask anyone because I was so embarrassed. No one embarrassed me, just internally, I felt embarrassed. So I didn't ask anyone. Now I'm doing everything that you would think makes sense. Eating less, moving more. I worked my way up to running nine miles a day, Monday through Friday. I am not a runner. That is not my thing. But I was doing it, but I was not losing any weight. So in walks one of the sergeants one day, and she had a women's fitness magazine in her hand. And there was this beautiful woman on the cover who did not look like a man. Because in my mind, oh, if I lift weights, I'm going to look like a man. That's a myth, but it's one of those you don't know what you don't know. And I found myself, I kept staring at it. So I asked her if I could read it, and she let me read it. And I read it that day, cover to cover, and I was hooked. That magazine went out of business years before COVID. It was called Fitness RX for my gym bros and people that love that fit life. You probably remember that magazine. That magazine gave you the science behind fitness, nutrition, and wellness. And it used to give you, even follow-on reading if you so wanted to look further into it. And I'm a big old nerd at heart. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a big nerd at heart. So I love that because I'm the but why person. But why?
Mhm.
You answer that question, but why to the answer. So I love just being able to have all of this information. And I was hooked moving forward. Like that day, I was hooked. And the next day I went and got my little first pair of weights, my little purple 5 pounds, still have because my 9-year-old uses them. And the rest is history. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. I know so many people can relate to that. I
I did
mean,
lose the weight too. I did lose the weight in time without
hmm
further stressing myself out. And I
yeah,
started eating more because I was starving myself thinking that was helping,
hmm
not understanding that that was actually hurting.
yeah, yeah. And so now you're helping women who are, experiencing some of the things that you are experiencing. So tell me about your programs. I'd love to learn what you're doing to help others.
Yes. So as I said before, F3 we work with your busy life. So we have several different monthly nutrition subscriptions. I know you've been subscribed to one. We have the regular monthly nutrition subscription. That's for my meat eaters. We have a sister program for my plant-based eaters. Those come with 15 recipes a month. They're all chef curated, but they're also chef curated with your fitness, weight loss, muscle building goals in mind. They're also all family and budget friendly. They come with macro breakdowns again, because some people have goals. They also come with food allergen listings because I have 2 children with food allergies. So I know what it's like to, you don't want to worry about those things. They also come with a weekly shopping list. They come with a sample meal plan, and they come with dessert. So I like to say it's real food for real people. They're not salads.
Mm,
We're talking lasagna and grilled steak and pasta, like real pasta, and breads and cakes and brownies and things like
mm.
that. They're created differently. They're created with your wellness goals in mind. So those are two. And then we have our signature nutrition program. That's actually the most popular program to date that we have. It's been in 2 women's international fitness magazines in the last year and a half. That one is not a monthly subscription. It is a lifetime subscription, meaning you buy into it once, it's yours for life, and I update it multiple times a year. So as I learn new things or as new nutrition products come available or they're created really by F3, they get dropped into the signature nutrition program at no cost to the lifetime subscribers. So that program grows with you. And again, everything's made with intention to work with your busy lifestyle. Everything's family friendly. So some of the servings, yes, they may be 2, but you're looking at 4 to 6 servings because no one wants to shop for you and your family. No one wants to
Mm,
cook 2 meals for you and your family. We do a lot of times in my house, but that's because the boys have different food allergies.
mm,
So
mhm,
we're kind of boxed in, but we're more the exception, not the rule, if that makes sense.
mhm.
Um, we also have a new product, Dory, since the last time you and I talked.
Do tell.
And and it took about a year and a half to make, but I have the community, our community here in Fredericksburg and Stafford, Planning District 16 to thank for that. So with me just meeting new people and just always going to, different events. I was at your event that you had on Sunday. It was amazing. Uh, we meet new people, but one thing that I started to realize, I started to hear in almost the same conversation, the same issue.
Oh.
And that issue was nothing addresses the whole person. And
Mm,
what I mean by that is like the F3 Signature Nutrition Program, the monthly nutrition subscription, and the plant based one. Those are all nutrition focused.
mhm,
So, what F3 decided to do was, well, this is a need. there's too many people that are saying the same thing. So let's meet that need. That's our duty as a local business, right? Where we can fill the gap, we fill the gap. So now F3 has what's called the F3 Wellness Collection. And that addresses the total person, their everyday wellness. It addresses nutrition, yes, but it's completely separate from everything else, meaning there's no duplication of resources in there. So it also has holiday support. The F3 Signature Nutrition Program has holiday support, but this is different holiday support.
Okay.
So it also has a family component. How can you get your family to eat healthy, be healthy with you? And I'm talking like not just your spouse, but your children. So there's children's guides in there to make, eating and baking and things like that fun.
I
We
love
have
that.
F3 wellness challenges that we'll do throughout the year. All of the challenges come with email support and live calls. So it's something different, but I'm really excited because I feel like that's something that I just heard for a year and a half, just repeatedly. Nobody wants to toggle together products. And I experienced that myself at the onset of my own journey, which is why I created the Signature Nutrition Program, because there's always conflicting information online. You don't know what's true. You don't have time to peel back the onion because, again, we're all busy. So F3, we did all that research for you. We took all the guesswork out of it for you. We're meeting that need for you. And it is mirrored off of our most popular program. So that is yet another lifetime subscription. You buy once, it's yours for life. It will continue to grow, and you only paid the one time. So I'm
That's
really excited
amazing.
about that.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
And
you.
and huge kudos to you for keeping your radar up and listening to what you're hearing and taking action on that and creating something that's filling a need. You already had all these programs, but then to lean into that and spend that year over a year creating the program. Congratulations. That's really exciting.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I feel like we have such an amazing community, and we all really just do our part where we can. So for F3, it was really a no-brainer, right? It was this is coming up so often. It's almost impossible to ignore. So it's our duty to, again, step in where we can and help just make our community just what it is. And I love our community, Dory. You know that we have, just from the people to, the residents, but also the business owners. We really do want to see one another succeed. And that's just one of the many things that I love about Planning District 16. So it was a no-brainer for F3.
I agree. There is something magical about our business community, and
Yes.
it really is so
We show
lovely.
up for each other.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And we're
Everyone
happy to
is,
do it.
I know, it's
Yes.
so supportive, and I have been watching you and have been so impressed by the collaborations that you have been creating with other businesses. And when we can do that, it's a win-win for us all as well as the community and our customers. And so I really applaud
Thank
you
you.
for leaning into that.
Well, thank you so much. Yes. It's our community makes it easy. I feel like everyone is very intentional of just keeping their ears open, just keeping that, hey, have you met Dory? I mean, I think we all do that, Dory.
Hmm.
Well, now you know, but we all do that. Everyone's, hey, do you know Dory?
Oh,
Okay, well, she's doing this, or let me reach out and let me kind of connect you to. But not just you. We do that for one another, and
yeah.
it really is. It's not just networking; it's connection with intention.
Hmm.
Everyone is just so intentional about connecting one another just to another piece of the community where either they can support you or you can support them, or just add to your toolbox where now you keep your eyes open or your ears open, and later on you can find someone else who, and I'm like, my love language is giving. I'm a giver. I love to give gifts, right? And I give good gifts, Dory, too. So I love where if I'm just having a conversation, I'm having coffee, or, I'm just out and about and I meet someone and maybe we can't connect, professionally, but they say, "Oh, I'm looking for this." Like, "Oh my God, I know this person." And, "Oh, have you heard of this person?" And that really fills my cup because for me, I was able to pour into someone else just for that thing, but to see their face and to know that I was able to help to some degree, that really just fills my cup. And it makes it easier when your cup is full, right? To pour into someone else. It really makes it easier. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that you said that. It's magical when we can do that for each other and everybody wins. And
yes,
yeah, I
yes.
love that.
And it just continues on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. What is something that you wish the listeners knew about Faithfully Fit and Frugal?
Um, I wish the listeners knew that for me, that I also do public speaking events and that I'm open for keynote speaking.
Oh.
So that's more word of mouth. It's not on the website. It is on my LinkedIn, but
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy it. I just did one yesterday evening, but
Oh.
I really enjoy that because I'll take a product or, a guide from F3, and it's different when it's presented in a different manner because now I can further dig in. Now people are asking questions in real time and I get to learn from the audience in real time because you know what it's like, like if someone asks you about podcasting and they got the wheels turning right away and it's like, "Oh, that's a good question. Let's talk about this. Let's pause here and talk about this." So that's one of the things that I really enjoy about public speaking because every single public speaking engagement, it stretches me a little bit more and I get to hone my craft and I get to learn from that specific audience because there's always the one question that it's outside the box, but
Mm-hmm.
it gives me just one more different perspective and now I can add it to my toolbox and bring it up, in future speaking engagements of, "Hey, oh, by the way, someone asked me this question, so I want to talk about this. Have you ever thought about this?"
Mm-hmm.
So I wish people knew that about F3 that,
Yeah,
public
I'm
speaking.
really glad that you mentioned that. And if there's someone listening who is looking for a speaker, what are some of the topics that you enjoy speaking on?
So really wellness for mind and body. So
Okay.
we're talking nutrition, stress management,
Mm-hmm.
mindful eating, mindfulness, productivity, just overall wellness in mind and body.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And if the listeners want to learn more about you or Faithfully Fit and Frugal, how can they find you?
So you can find me through the F3 website at faithfullyfitandfrugal.com. You can also find me on Facebook at F3 Let's Work, all lowercase, all together. And you can find me on LinkedIn and just put in Charmaine with the C, no E, Evans.
Amazing. Charlie, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today and
Yes, thank you
sharing
for having
Faithfully
me.
Fit and Frugal with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com.